Hi, beautiful souls. Today, I'd like to share a little about my dream last night and what it means, what I believe, what I feel I can share from it. And in my dream time, I was with my youngest sister, and we were in a very big building, and we wanted to get to the ground, but the door was locked and we couldn't get to the ground. So there was this big window and it was open. So we went through the window, and as we jumped through the window effortlessly, we landed in another building where the window was also open, and there was no effort to it whatsoever. It was completely natural, a natural process of going from one to the other. And we kept doing this until we reached the ground, going from window to window. And in each building that we visited, each house that we were in, there were little things there that were jogging my memory. In one building, for instance, there was these two little rings in a box, and quite an old little box, and one ring was really peculiar, like nothing you would really want to wear. Very sort of like ornate looking piece of metal, possibly gold, who knows. And then there was another thing that was very beautiful, was like a shiny pearlescent, pastel hues, glittering, set in a sort of like a handmade type of gold. So that was one thing. There was another in another room. As we just sort of went through, I was like descending through these different buildings. There was like a poster on the wall, and behind the poster there was like a cupboard. And what I felt from this, because when I woke up I was like, that's interesting. What is this calling for me to see? What am I learning from this? What does my highest self want to share with me? And what I received from this dream was that we are constantly moving in spirals, and that time, linear time, and something that I'm often talking about, as in, well, I mean, I always say that there's no time, but I may say, for instance, over a year ago or back in whatever date, but that's still time. So when we talk about, about 3 years ago or whatever, we're still bringing linear into the present. And yet when you're completely present, everything is happening now. So if you want to be really present, you can't be doing the both. Sure, you can have appointments that you must go to, and you keep a diary to manage your 3D aspects. But if you are wanting to practice your presence as a divine human in this now, organically, then you want to be mindful of where you bring time into the equation, not just the word time, but things like 3 years ago, 2 years ago, and where you may be using your watch, where you're constantly looking at clocks, and how you can train yourself so that even if it's like you have to use your clock because maybe that's part of your work, but how you can train yourself, practice no time at all, no linear time. So working with that spiral and allow that to expand from there. Stretch, really stretch, because if we're constantly practicing linear time every day, waking up at the same time, setting alarm clocks, then we're always going to be in that matrix of the linear. Whereas if we break free from it, or if we practice the spiral and practice the divine matrix, where there is no restrictions, where there are no limitations, and where we are completely free, then we are able to expand more. And That is a beautiful thing for each individual and for the collective. And you know, there's no pressure at the end of the day. There I am, you see, at the end of the day. That has to go. That has to go. That is, that's also speaking in the linear. Okay, cancel, clear, delete that, and let's put that into another way of saying. At any time, at any time. Again, cancel, clear, delete that. We may choose how we are expressing and expanding from this point of now presence by how we are practicing living our now lives in each moment. Being mindful of where we apply ourselves in the divine spiral, in the golden spiral of living, ever expanding, ever growing, or where we are taking ourselves into a different way of living, which takes us in a straight line. When we take ourselves in a straight line, nothing wrong about that, but we continue to move in that straight line. And we have the option to live in a very expansive way or in a very linear way. And the linear way is quite limited. Linear, limited. Spiral, expansive. And I would say that practices will assist us to be able to open ourselves up to greater levels of expansion. When I wake up in the morning, I sometimes use an alarm clock, but I certainly haven't used a watch for years. Watches, in fact, usually stop on me. They don't tend to continue to work. We can practice waking up at a certain time with our own body's ability to know when that time is to wake up. And sometimes that does mean going to bed earlier until we get the right moment of awakening in each morning, so that we can go about practicing and experiencing our day in whichever way we're experiencing our day, whether that is a working for somebody else, or whether it's working for ourselves, or whatever it is that we are being in that moment. We are able to choose every detail of our existence. We are able to intentionally bring forth beautiful, beautiful aspects to support our journeys. We are able to expand from where we are right now. And the more expansive and freely we live as free spirits, without containers, then we bring forth more of that perfectly beautiful creative energy for others to also experience in this now. We're bringing it forth, and more of us will pick up that energy. I may go out and live expansively as the divine spiral, coming forth remembering all that is, going out, sharing and expanding and creating, breathing in again. The breath is just like the spiral too, and none of it is linear, none of it. So that's my share for today. And each beautiful soul that watches this, I thank you, and may you receive what it is that you feel from this video, because everybody will feel something different, something that is for them, because we are not linear beings. Yes, it's like a huge shift. And interestingly, today is 777. 777. Thank you for watching. My name is Zaza. Please like, subscribe, share if you feel called to do so. Many blessings. Peace.